Canvas is a website that professors use to communicate with students.
Professors can post a lot of different files, like readings or, like problem sets.
There's no paper being wasted, which is pretty great.
As a film major, a lot of what I did was watching films in my dorm room rather than having to watch them during class time. Also just readings and stuff so that I didn't have to buy textbooks.
I find it to be really efficient, honestly, whenever it comes to turning in assignments, and usually I get a grade back in 2-3 days. I don't have to wait.
It kind of consolidates everything. It makes it very easy. So instead of having to make sure I know where all my papers are, I don't have to worry about where my syllabus is in my binder or in my backpack or something.
It's really helpful for students to be able to track their progress, look at all their materials, feel like they have everything in one place.
Just kind of go off to Canvas and be like, wait, what was the due date on this, or what is the assignment for tomorrow? And it's just kind of an easy way to check a lot of information at once.
Sometimes there's discussion boards as part of the class assignment. I think that's a pretty fun assignment as well. I think it's more interesting than having to submit the same discussion in other ways, like on a Word document.
I also like the discussions because it's a very easy way to post things, very easy way for professors to keep track of both participation because of postings.
Before a class, we had to write a response either on a reading or for one class it was for a photograph. Those were interesting because it got you to start communicating about the material before the class session. It did help me participate in class more because I had an idea of what I was going to say as well as what other people were going to say, so I could kind of build on it.
It's certainly a way to continue conversation outside of class.
In some of my classes, the professors have posted their lecture slides on Canvas.
Right after the lecture, or even before the lecture, so then students can preview the lecture and also review the lecture.
The recorded lectures have probably been the biggest help because in class you can take notes and you can hear it once, but then my notes definitely aren't all-encompassing, especially if I'm trying to write something down that's important.
There might be things that we haven't gotten down in our notes or really digested.
So if I can go back and re-listen to it, it's really helpful.
Sometimes I'll even download the slides during class and sort of take notes on the slides.
Some classes, professors would have an audio of their lecture that goes along with the PowerPoint slides. So when they're on a certain PowerPoint slide, they would be talking about this concept, and it's all synced together as a video format on Canvas.
Different professors will have different setups, and so it can be difficult to find assignments or where they've posted things or where they'd like us to put things.
One might have like the syllabus on like the first page, one might have it in like the syllabus tab, one might just have it under like files.
So assignments may not have a due date, even though they'll have a due date in class.
The syllabus section, it's really great when the syllabus is just right there because there's a whole tab for it, and when you click on it and it's not there, it's like, oh, but there's a place.
So there are professors who, and I'm sure they're very busy, but will just put a lot of readings online kind of in an unorganized manner, and it can be very difficult to find, what the reading is, especially if they call it something different in class versus what they named it online.
A lot of times the files aren't called exactly what you need them to be called until you're looking for the syllabus, but it's called like file 0012.
It's frustrating when you can tell that when they don't know how to use it and you don't know how to use it, and then they get frustrated because, they're like, well, why didn't you do this? Or why didn't you do that? And you're like, well, I couldn't find it, or I didn't see it, or you're not sure how they use the website, the platform, because everyone uses it different ways.
I like the comments.
It's like, wow, the professor took the time that he didn't need to do to actually like provide something as a learning tool to me outside of his normal, work day or class period, because it felt important enough to him to tell me what I need to do better or to encourage me that I've already been doing something well.
It's nice when you know you got an A, but I think it's nicer if sometimes when I get a high B+, but the professor putting a lot of useful comments for me to improve.
I mean, yes, we're here, we want grades, we want scores, but the most helpful feedback I've ever gotten from professors have not been scores.
It's really nice. They just have this little, like a paragraph bubble where they can kind of give you feedback as to, what was in the assignment, aside from just A, B, C grade kind of thing.
If, for instance, they handed back a paper just with written notes, that's also great. But if it's on Canvas, then I know that I can't like physically lose it.
Even one sentence on what you did well or what you could improve on is a lot more helpful than just taking like 10 points off or something. It's like, I don't really care how I did on this assignment. I just want to know what I did. Like, that's more important to me.
I think the biggest issue that I've come across with Canvas is just professors not posting the grades. I've had some professors who haven't posted a grade until week 9 out of 10, and that kind of defeats the purpose of even putting the grades on Canvas.
It can be difficult, when you don't know where in the class you are until, week 8.
It would also be really helpful to have a grade distribution so we know at a certain point, like, oh, there are maybe most of the people are getting 80s, some people are getting 90s, there's a couple in the 70s. Of course, not like the who specifically has what grade, but getting us an idea of how we're doing the course, how concerned we should be about a certain grade.
I had one course which was unusual where you could see via Canvas the highest grade for every assignment. So you could kind of see like someone's gotten a 97 on this, and then you would see your grade, which was a little disconcerting, but you got to kind of see where you measured up. I really like when professors kind of use Canvas to its full ability, when they're very active on commenting on your post, when they're giving you feedback about your performance in class, especially when they're posting your grades so that you can kind of keep track of that and understand why you're doing well or not well.
Be clear on what your expectations are of students using the website and how you're going to use it and how that might differ from other professors. Don't just assume that you use it the same way that other professors do.
I also appreciate when professors take the time to put all of the reading materials online, because as a student, some people buy the books, some people don't. And so sometimes you'll find yourself kind of searching relentlessly online to try to find that one article. So it's really nice when a professor will take the time to scan the material or provide the link so that you can just get the work done for their class instead of searching around for it.
Just to update it often and constantly, especially in terms of grades and assignments, and having things always be constant and available.
And then just familiarize yourself with Canvas and think, where could this piece go? Okay, all these readings can go in files, or this YouTube link can go in links. The syllabus can go in the syllabus tab. Just think about all the things that you're already going to be using and then kind of find a home for them.
A lot of times, students might even know something more than you do and be able to help with a more efficient way of presenting the material on the website.
I would say it's helpful when professors embrace Canvas and you kind of explore all the things that it can do.